just hop to it, shall we? So, I had a build around submission for one of our recently redeemed Shillionaires to jam some Bloodthirsty Adversary alongside Lurrus the Dream Den. So, this is kind of our Snapcaster at home, if you would, only it's red. So, Adversary here is a 2-2 with haste that you can pay 3 any number of times when it comes into play. It gets that many counters. Then you exile instant sorceries from your graveyard of mana value 3 or less and copy them without paying their mana cost. So we've got 4 copies of K-Command. And this can flash back to pick back up, you know, our Lurrus if it's died. It can pick back up Ebon Legion, Dragon Rage Chandler. I got some Tainted Adversary in here too as a possible finisher. So we've got just a bunch of discard spells, some Unholy Heats, some Soul Guides and Footfall Craters to enable Delirium on these Dorkos, a couple of Discovery as a cantrip / Delirium enablers. So let's go ahead and jump on into some games with this one and see how it goes. Morning, Westlake. Thanks for the 33 months. Welcome back. I would recommend against taping your child's binky to their face. Strong recommend against. We get to play Haunted Ridge from the new set too. Is low-key a great upgrade for black-red decks in this format. Coming into play untapped always on turns 3 and later is strong. Put it mulligan to 5. My body is ready for, show me Throes of Chaos. Whoa, it's not Throes of Chaos. It's exciting. I just take their iteration here. They mulliganed low and their hand's a little weak. Leaving them the Pillar of Flame does mean they can, like, kill my thing and then play their Dorko, which is a little sad. I think I just go like tapped land pass here. So now I expect them to just like pillar my dome and play this. Yeah, this is why we didn't play a threat out, because if they find the third land, I think they're pretty likely to do this. Morning, Joe. We're chilling on Bloodthirsty for now. Rocket, thank you for the absurdly generous tier 3 and for the 28 months. Welcome back. Yeah. Them top decking iteration while we draw lands. Not a good look for us. We're pretty far off of Delirium on this Dorko. Discovery is honestly probably one of the best draws in our deck at this point. Would be most likely to get us to Delirium. Here to race. They discarded a 4th land last turn, which would imply they had 2 spells in hand. Stormwing's a tough one to race. And if they have 3 1-mana spells here, they get to Arclight Phoenix to crack us for 9. If the Phoenix comes back this turn, I'd wager we're just dead. Soul Guide Lantern would have been a nice draw last turn too, because it would have worked us towards Delirium as well as exiling their Phoenix. Morning, Boston. Yeah, we've got a number of decks in the deck queue right now, so I wanted to at least pop on and do a couple this morning. I don't know how super late we're gonna go, but I'm gonna do at least 2 decks. Yeah, these having haste is nice for applying pressure, so the looting flashback there means they're not bringing a Phoenix back at least. Okay, and then second heat is a great draw, so we get to go kill this, and then pump the Knight of the Ebon Legion and smack them. We got them on a 2-turn clock. That was one of our handful of decent draws there. And then they have to leave this on defense, right? Or they're dead to the Den of the Bugbear. Creature lands are great. Illegal attacks! You tell me I'm illegal, you're illegal. You know, maybe I should have a... Maybe I should have a fourth Soul Guide Lantern on our sideboard. I was kind of reaching for my last couple of board cards, and I didn't include that. It's probably a mistake. Doomblade and Grasp can commit here for killing their big Dorko that almost killed us that game. Honestly, Thoughtseize, lol, meh. I think I'll leave Inquisition in, because, like, breaking up their curve could be okay, and disrupting their critical mass is okay, but I don't think it's good enough to be worth losing 2 life over in most situations. Morning Boo Shoes. Sure. In it to win it, fam. Yeah, it's an interesting thought on Adversary versus Arcane. It is for the Arcanist being able to kill the what's it called, guaranteed. Oh, to close significantly slower though. Untapped land tier would be the nuts, huh? Get to K-command them. Nice. Nice. It's good clean 2-for-1 here. Oh, that actually could have gone really poorly, right? I didn't think about that, but they had 3 things in their bin. If I had if they had a land to discard there, we would have been big sad, huh? That's probably wrong on my part, actually. I think I kill the Sprite Dragon because it threatens more damage here. Sorcery here. Delver. Sure. Recycling this first one. Yeah, almost assuredly. I think I want to get this cranked up a little bit here first, though. Alright, well, their last card wasn't an Unholy Heat, so we got that going for us. It's a pretty good couple of surveils. No reveal is great for the home team. Well, I mean, let's do it. I could be right to just kill this one, because if they could have given it Delirium, they might have just done it last turn. Three with haste there, pretty great. We played a Bant deck. We've not. Play 12 Pathways and 8 Innistrad Duels. Yeah, the amount of pressure there and the flashing back kick command is not something Arcanist would have been able to do. It's a little slow, but our deck can grind. We've got some aggressive slants in here, but I think we can keep a hand like this. We'll see. Hey, Jedchuk, thanks for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. And Steve Gray, thanks for the follow. Good morning. That one's definitely got to go. D-Tree, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Good morning, good morning. German Chain Whirler, thanks for the brand new sub. Everybody's weekend is off to a good start. I think I just want to work my way through their threats here. Archangel, thanks for the follow. It's good, chill. They play this. We can command it, make them discard a card, just get grind in here. We can command before they see your hand. Yeah, maybe. Am I casting Boros Charm? I think I'm casting Boros Charm. Surprised they didn't Helix this in response to the paying the mana. Because like now they're like think I wasn't gonna block. The draw step, we'll say you discard a card, deal 2 to this. I think I want to wait on bringing back Tainted Adversary until... Obviously, they could draw a removal spell to punish this, but I think I want to wait on bringing back Tainted Adversary until I can pay the extra on it. I think I'm just going to Unholy Heat this now, make them decide if they want to save it before they see their draw for the turn. Charizard James, or the IT rebranded. The One James, another content creator, is hosting a content creator only event today. It's a little punishing. No, so Pokemon Unite always, it mirrors the map for the other team, so you always approach from the left.
Can you spell tank?
Tanks?
Yeah,
You looking for a specific game?
Tank Smith.
Tank Smith. We looked for this one yesterday, dude. There were no videos. Remember? It hasn't changed in a day. Alright, so I could fire up Hive of the Eye Tyrant, and they would have to double block to kill it. Alternatively, I could do this plus cycle this. I think getting the Knight into play has a lot of value, so I'm going to cycle this to start and see what we draw. Well, now we could still do this. And then next turn I could do this and this. Yeah, I'm gonna fire this up. Declan's a little strange. And when he plays video games, he likes to watch other people play those games too. Could you imagine that, chat, watching videos of people playing games on the internet? Kids these days are so strange. Yeah, mobile release is Wednesday for Unite. Yes, we're supposed to get both Sylveon and Mamoswine. He does not get to watch live content. Alright, so they have to block Knight of the Ebon Legion, which means they're taking 3. Alright, then they need a live top deck here. They're currently dead on board, but a Helix or something will get them out of it. They control deck seem okay in standard so far. Nah, it's too early for that. They draw Helix. They drew Helix. Best draw on the deck. Yeah, Mutate's gone. It's easy to forget, but like, Mutate was in the same set as Companions, and it was in the same set as Shark Typhoon, so like, real happy to have Ikoria no longer with us. Well, at some point, we're gonna draw one of our adversaries, and it's gonna be Baller. The worst part about these land draws, too, is our deck has a high land count, but we also have a high utility count, right? You don't think Shark Typhoon was fine for Standard? I didn't play Standard. I just thought that Shark Typhoon's a card that sucks shit to play against. So, like, pretty happy with it not being in a format I can play. So they're gonna plus for mana and then make a token. It's a good line.
You're going down.
This means removal spells are good draws, though. I guess those have already been good draws, though. Okay, good shit. Huh. I guess I can't actually kill them here, huh? It's kind of awkward. I'm actually a mana short of lethal. It's a shame the Lurrus got exiled. I think I'm just kicking this, right?
Playtime.
Man, the top of their deck has been brutal. Can we get a good one? Okay, that qualifies as a good one. So we get to send these here. Kill the Chandra. And we're gonna make a bunch of friends here.
It's over when I say it's over.
No. Not familiar with the 4-color Shadow deck. It's not something that put up any results in tournaments that I saw. Please be dead. Sweet. Ground him out. So, this Inquisition rotting in our hand there at the end of the game is a good example of why I like to trim discard spells in matches like this. It's going to bring in a bunch of cards that play to the board. Noxious Grasp seems fine. Feed the Swarm, hedges in case they have Rest in Peace out of their sideboard, which is likely. Type of matchups are discard spells good in. Again, they're good against combo decks, and they're good against control decks. And they're, like, fine enough against aggro and mid-range that, like, you're fine to main deck them, but ideally in the aggro and the mid-range matchups, you'd rather just have cards that impact the board. Mid-range mirrors like this tend to come down to top decking in like that last game did, where you both players run each other out of resources. And in situations like that, you want to have more of your cards that can impact the board. This is fine. One of the reasons I really love Knight of the Ebon Legion and archetypes like this is because it's a decent threat that explicitly does not use the graveyard. Which means, you know, if your opponent has stuff like Rest in Peace or Lantern, it's not really impacted by it. Favorite card of all time? Spellstutter Spray. I can't say that I've missed this experience playing I can't say that I've missed this playing a bunch of Standard the last 2 days. Edge. Swarm is hungry, chat. Bad man. We're really good at flooding out while simultaneously not drawing any of our utility lands. I guess we drew one this game, but like there's so many utility lands in this deck. Maybe I should put more in. Like around 7 or 8 utility lands. I could probably go higher. Well, he likes me, daddy. Yikes, not like this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly the style of matchup we want this card in. Can our opponent brick one time, chat? Can we get a brick or two here? They had Skyclave Apparition as their last card. Come on, brick for me, baby. Okay. Okay. This is so much better than Arcanist when there's a Rest in Peace in play. This is exactly what I wanted this card to do. I wanted it to be a threat that scales into the late game for us that doesn't care about the graveyard. Okay, they drew the removal spell. We got a 5/5 out of it, so we'll take at least one, I guess. What set is that from? Original Zendikar? Alright, and K Command tier still has text, so draw step, you discard a card, shock your token. Moose! Thank you for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. Dragonmaster Outcast a better 1/1 with no abilities than Delver? Asking the real questions. Sweet. Oh, pretty good. Oh, I never put a 4th lantern in the sideboard, did I? I think I want that. I almost cut the Black Adversary before we started today because I wasn't sure if it was going to be good enough, but I'm glad I kept it. That's kind of sweet, that game. Yeah, both the adversaries scaling's been kind of nice, and spending lots of your mana has been nice. Do I want another? I might want another cycling land. This card's decent at enabling Delirium, and it like is a utility land. I like cut a swamp. How many untapped black on one is this? This is 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 13 untapped black on one. I guess I'd get rid of untapped red. I think I'd rather have more untapped black than untapped red, right? Some Mordor land? Yeah, it does kind of have that vibe, doesn't it? Hey, here's the test, fam. Out of the frying pan and into the Jeskai-shaped fryer. What's going on, Demir Spy? They're pretty unlikely to Expressive Iteration next turn. If they do, it only draws one card, so... Second black source here is great, because it means I can play Thoughtseize here before they can cycle their stuff. Pretty sure I just want a Grizzly Ogre here. It's like zoom attack. With Lurrus, I think we can afford to be pretty aggressive with this first one, so we can flash it back later. And honestly, them killing that there, I'd probably wait to bring it back with Lurrus. I want to kick command the Lurrus. Yeah, Standard's in a really good spot. Freshly rotated Standard is a treat. I mean, the mono green deck's like definitely competitive, right? But the new lands felt they're very good. I need to kill this so I don't just die by mistake.
I train every day. I have just the trick for this.
Swing and a miss. It's pretty good. So you just Lurrus into Adversary here, although I guess this is much worse against this would have been worse against another Memory Lapse. It's better against Helix though. Yeah, I think Burning Hands is a super reasonable main deck card right now. Does Burning Hands make Renin 7 less playable? No, Renin 7 generates value the turn you play it. It's fine. I'm gonna be a little greedy and play this now. So that way I can kick the other one next turn. There is a line lure. I have, decks in this queue at the moment? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 standard decks in the queue at the moment. This is kind of hot, huh? Well, that's sad. I was gonna say we get to kick this K command, kill this, discard this, but you know, memory lapse. Memory lapse doing memory lapse things. I guess we take this because it's the thing that's not like the others. And then we can't draw with this, but even if we could, we probably don't want to, right? I think we just pass. No blocks. Really, you didn't attack. Okay. Draw a card with this at end of turn. They don't have, I don't have Gear Hulk mana anyways.
Forget our time together.
Oh, right. They're on Orphan Guard, so we know they're not on Gear Hulk, actually. That's something I need to remember. Above average turn. Again, just looking so much better than Dreadhorde Arcanist here, right? Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I don't really need another land. I think I'll take this one, though. I'm going to fire up Den of the Bugbear this turn, and then we'll do this next turn. Mostly YouTube viewer, but dropping my prime. Thanks, John. I really appreciate the support. Okay. Wasn't terrible. So we'll bring a couple of Noxious Grasp for killing Kira as well as Teferi. Bring in some Dragonmaster Outcasts, a Thoughtseize. I want to trim. This is definitely a matchup where I want the discard spells. Veer, thank you for the 42 months. Welcome back. Yeah, they could be bringing in Rest in Peace, which could be reason to bring in Feed the Swarm. I don't know. They don't have any creatures other than Shark, so like if they don't have Rip, this card's pretty bad. Yeah, Arcanist is only really good on 2 if you have like discard spells along with it, right? We could trim some Lanterns, because they're likely not on Gear Hulk. Oh, Discovery's pretty bad against Narset, right? We'll trim those. And maybe I don't need, if I'm bringing... Actually, if I'm bringing in Grasps, I probably don't need all these Unholy Heats, huh? I'll leave 2 Lanterns in, and we'll do 2 Heats, 2 Grasp. I think I like that. Because Lantern can draw on their turn too, so it's fine if Narset's out. I mean, their keep's very good. Memory Lapse on the play is excellent. They don't want a mulligan against the deck full of discard spells. So, like, if I'm the opponent, I keep their hand every time. Second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Okay. And then we can shock this in here, so that way this gets a counter this turn. Really like to untap with this, so that way we can get it to 4. I don't know, we're gonna beat Hardcast Shark Typhoon here, huh? Seems unlikely. So we have 2 cards in here we can bring back. So we're gonna get some value out of Lurrus here regardless. They could exile one of them and force us to only have one choice, because they can cantrip this and exile a thing. I think I prefer just getting Knight of the Ebon Legion to have more pressure here. Oh, yeah, they did have Unholy Heat game 1, right? I was like, why do they care about their graveyard? Because usually you'd play Relic over something like this, since Relic's legal, but because they have their own Delirium stuff, that makes sense. Kind of surprised they gave us the choice here. Footfall Crater giving Knight of the Ebon Legion trample is not negligible. That being said, Narset after the Shark Typhoon here probably just buries us in the ground. Well,
I must train harder.
all right. Well, we tried. Yeah, I don't want these. I'm bringing the Feed the Swarms. For Shark Typhoon and potentially Rest in Peace. I know Memory Lapse gets a lot of heat, but Shark Typhoon is also big responsible for the rise of control in this format. It's such a powerful effect. The fact that they get to play this unstoppable threat that's just like their cantrip / delirium enabler is just far too good. Archmage's Charm is really good against us. We have so many good 1-drops. Probably gonna go. I'm committed to this game at this point, but I think we're probably gonna resume the auto concede to Jeskai, because like we're about an hour into this deck, and I had a lot of fun in the first 3 matches, but this match has just been, it just hasn't been fun. Games should be fun, so I'm gonna stick to playing them for fun, I think. Like, the metrics say that this archetype isn't unbeatable or too good, but it just sucks the joy out of the game for me personally. Make this a little bit bigger, I guess. Means they get a bigger threat when they steal it with Archmage's Charm, but it is what it is. We're at 3 card types in here. I think 2 mana value unconditional counters that are like stronger than Quench are probably too good. I think I'd just prefer they weren't in the format. They didn't sweep us last turn. I agree that counter spell is less good than Memory Lapse and less offensive to play against, but I'd honestly rather not play against that either, if I'm being honest. Make some zombie friends. Alright, digging for the sweeper. What's my ideal counterspell? And I think cards that make... Cards like Memory Lapse, Counterspell, and Mana Leak are dry for the same reason cards like Path to Exile and Swords to Plowshares kind of suck to play against. Like... They remove deck building decisions, right? And here, right? Like... You know, this is like, it's impossible to have counterplay if their cards line up, right? Like, my deck is constructed in a way that we're supposed to have this kind of grindy element to it, but our grindy element hedges on the graveyard, and then they happen to have Anger of the Gods, and then my grindy element no longer exists. So, yeah. The first 3 matches in this set were a ton of fun and had really good back and forth, and then, yeah, I'm just not going to play against Jeskai anymore, which, if we concede the next 2 matches of Jeskai, we'll just move on to Standard. I'm going to try and find at least one more non-Jeskai match. Shadow Lord, they had 6 fucking cards in their hand. No, the 2 creature lands weren't going to get us there. Stop it. Stop it. A single Shark Typhoon, and suddenly your creature lands aren't good enough anymore. Lightning Helix, your creature lands aren't good enough anymore. Honestly, even Teferi, your creature lands aren't good enough anymore. Maybe my creature lands are good enough there. That's why people sit and play against those decks for far too long. Because they look at their opponent with 6 cards in hand and go, yeah, my creature lands can get there. No, your creature lands are not going to get there. They're going to die, and then you're going to have been miserable while they died. Thanks for the 19 months not famous. Welcome back. Sweet creature matchup. Sign me up. Hit it with the heat. Yeah, no joke. I think Field of the Dead would be an appropriate answer to Jeskai Control. We need a threat that can't get memory lapsed. That lightning Helix isn't good enough. Ooh. Sometimes Historic be like that, chat. And by sometimes, I mean a significant amount of the time. Oh. Think we just pass here. Yeah, another good example of why discard spells board out in matchups like this. What a strange attack. Did they draw Stomp? If they drew Stomp, they'd attack with everything, right? They drew something. Okie doke. El Balo, thanks for the 44 months. Welcome back. Put in a bunch of cards that play to the board. Got all these poopy discard spells. How many Crippling Fears do I want here? 4 might actually be too many. I think 2's probably fine. 3 might be better than the 4th K command. The shock on this falls off pretty hard. I loved Field of the Dead Mirrors. They were sweet. I like that card a lot. Field of the Dead Mirrors were sweet because they typically involve doing a lot of combat math. And I think combat math is one of the more skill testing parts of Magic, dealing with big board states with a lot of permutations of the way things can go. Thanks for the 16 months, Toll. Welcome back. Yeah, Golos is historic legal. Why wouldn't it be? Golos is only ever banned in casual formats. Isn't feed good here because it hits their creatures and enchantments, so the life cost is just way too much sporadic. Welcome back, Corsa Deemed. Yeah, he's brawl legal. They banned him in normal paper EDH. Yeah, Field and Winota are banned. Is accurate. Guess we'll keep this. Not particularly exciting, but at least Eldraine is only in non-rotating formats where it feels like it should have been printed directly into. Yeah, big mood. Big mood. Welcome back, Negative. It feels only appropriate that I asked for a creature matchup, and then we hit a creature matchup and immediately get multiple Burning Tree Emissaried a couple of times in a row. And I do kind of feel like, I've talked about, you know, the mid-range deck struggle in Historic a good bit now, but like, those couple of games here at the end, like, they really highlight the pinch that is mid-range just isn't quite playable in this format, right? Like, you get dumpstered by Jeskai control going far over the top of you, and you get pinched by the aggro decks doing whatever busted aggro thing they're allowed to do that's legal, whether it's, you know, the BTEs or some other go wide like Elf Ball. You just end up having a pretty bad time with it. Try and get one more decent match in, see if we can find someone else playing a bad deck. We had some decent games against other people playing bad mid-range decks. The bad mid-range mirrors are fun. Titan. Primeval Titan's a card that kind of sucks to play against. I'd prefer Primeval Titan stay far away from arena formats. Our opponent's also playing Lurrus. See, chat? 89%, or as I like to call it, the red-black Lurrus bracket. If we continued to play this deck, we would eventually end up at the same percentage our opponent was. I think I'm in for a... putting the land in the bin is, like, pretty good towards Delirium, huh? We'll do it for the Delirium. We tried zombies yet? Yeah, we played zombies yesterday morning. You can find the video up on YouTube. Jeskai felt bad to play against, but... surprise! Jeskai feels bad to play against. Alright, so we're going to lose our K command here. And then we get to go Darcy into Soul Guide Lantern, get some Surveils, take one of their Claim Fames out of the bin. They took that. Huh. So they only have sorceries in their bin at the moment. So I think I'm just gonna... just like boop boop. Am I in for a tapped land? I think I am. Oh, Croxa is why they took Lantern. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so we'll want to, like, play a tap play and draw Lurrus next turn. Oh, they're Grixis. God bless Grixis, chat. Every time I'm feeling sad, a Grixis deck shows up to make me think my deck could maybe be playable. Grixis. Grixis is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Just do this and axe their Croxa here. I sack this and exile their graveyard, I get to lift off with Darcy. That sounds kind of good. Yeah, Grixis is a fan favorite, fam. It's sweet. Like Grixis and decks like what I'm playing, these are the types of things that are just like everything Magic players want to be good that just like often just aren't. Just sweet mopey value. Inject that sweet mopey value right into my veins, chat. We played a Shaman deck. We have. It's up on the YouTube channel in the playlist. I think Shamans is exactly the type of deck you want to be playing in this format. It is a linear deck with a powerful, proactive strategy. Ticks all the boxes you want to tick in Historic. This hand must click great. Oh, they can have Fatal Push? If they have Fatal Push, it's not misclick. Weird. Weird. I did a thing. I downloaded Moto after 8 years. Oh, what's going on, Blevins? I really have time for that, right? We're doing pretty good. Life is swell. For Sultai Control, is that for standard Sultai Controller? I remember you asking earlier. Fantastic. Is there a particular day next week you'd like to see it played on, or just as soon as possible? Alright, Lurrus down, fam. Sounds good. Will likely be up Tuesday or Wednesday based on my current queue size. Are we drawing a card with this, or are we... Oh, they have to trade the Lurrus here, don't they? No, wait, they're just dead. They're dead on board? So if I no-blocks this, Hive of the Eye Tyrant has Menace. It's like Spider-Man. And then we have 9. I'm going to 8. Rawr. Alright, so extra Lantern seems good. Dragonmaster Outcast seems good. This is again a matchup where I want to trim my discard spells. Fatal Push is fine. Crippling Fear might actually be fine here. It's just a nice catch-up card. Just again, mid-range match, boarding cards that play to the board. First in the morning. Yeah, I could definitely do that. Definitely make sure it's first thing. You clearly missed something. Sorry. The Hive of the Eye Tyrant is like Spider-Man because it's a menace, chat. Bring me pictures of Hive of the Eye Tyrant. I think the J. Jonah Jameson bits in the PlayStation Spider-Man games might actually be some of the best parts about that series. They're so good. There's a good chance this just dies, but then they're killing my board instead of playing more cards of their own that play to the board. I think we're just gonna Lantern plus Knight here. Yes, these are very, very nice. I believe the pack of 5 of these is 1,000 gems. It's $5. Yeah, the new land cycle is super playable. Playing 4 of them in this, and it's super, super fun. What if we just, like, draw Lurrus here? And then if we spike an untapped black source, we can just, like, Lurrus, bring back Knight next turn? I'm kinda into that. It could also be right to just, like, Discovery Dispersal, dig for a removal spell for the Dragon Rage Chandler. Could also be correct. Yeah, so, like, the untapped measurement for how far your complete set is, like, isn't really super meaningful. Like, your percentage of complete on rares and mythics is, like, the metric that actually matters, right? It's not that it's an overestimate, it's that it's just equating all rarities equally, I believe. So it's like saying of all the cards in the set, you have 30% of them, even if a bulk of them are the commons and uncommons. Yeah, this was probably wrong, seeing how this played out. Although, had I gone digging last turn, we would have missed, huh? So do we play Lurrus to force them to sack the Soul Guide Lantern? I guess I could just replay it with this next turn, though, right? Oh. I don't really have any other good options here. Faithless Looting. They've been to Delver here, so they can go land, or they can go Lurrus, replay Delver from the bin. Making me happy I brought in 2 Crippling Fears. Honestly, maybe I should just have all 3 Crippling Fears in post-board for the catch-up potential. Our inability to draw removal spells this game has not been great. I mean, want the Antelope terrain free here, Chip. No, we're currently playing Historic, Wargy. The title says Historic. It says Historic and Standard for a bit. So they have looting for some card selection, and they have a card sitting in play here. And they drew the absolute best draw in their deck there, while in top deck mode. Feels magic, man. I guess we drew the best card in our deck the turn before. Alright, so Darcy's dead to Unholy Heat. We've got 2 adversaries to this board here. Yes. Okay. So now I do this, and we get rid of Faithless Looting, and then we play this as a 2/3 with Death Touch. We pass. Grizzle Fluff, thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate the support. Welcome back. So this has to attack. Okay, so we get to kill this one, and then we're ahead again, and we're down to top decks. Yeah, I'm supposed to attack there since they're only attacking for 1. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to smack them for 3, huh? Glad we didn't, I think. It's a fine pickup. So we're probably not chumping this, and this turns into a 2-3. Creature lands are great. That's honestly the biggest thing our deck has over Grixis, is that we get to play, you know, 7 creature lands. So when these games go long and grind like this, we can have some more utility. And Mord Focus. Just firing this up and smashing. I draw an Unholy Heat. Man, and the hits keep coming, and they don't stop coming. And they left their discard spells in post-board, too. Hey, Snad. Thanks always for the great content. Couldn't do a full submission. Wanted to set something to show my appreciation. I appreciate it. For fuck's sake, chat. Can we catch a break? At least their graveyard is light, I guess. The part where they draw Fabled Passage and then escape Kroxa. Expressive Iteration, escape Kroxa. Oh, we were so close to winning this game. We were oh, man. What just a brutal series during which at no point did they draw a land. Just actually just a spell every single draw step. Wait, are they punting? Are they punting? Is this an untapped land? If this isn't an untapped land or a removal spell, they have punted, chat. Ermagerd! Ermagerd, please be dead. So, my friend Hive of the Eye Tyrant here can exile this Kroxa. So until this card is Fatal Push, because based on how the rest of this game is gone, that's a Fatal Push. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, lemon on a square, take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Listen, chat, Grixis is giving us the old college try here. Hey, thanks for the sub gift too, Snad. That was quite the big mistake. You know, sometimes the top of your deck's not good enough if you spike the ball into the ground. Yeah, if they just escape, they were so focused on, and that was kind of peak Grixis. Like, they were so focused on getting value from their expressive iteration that they didn't escape the Kroxa, right? Because, like, in order to escape the Kroxa that turn, they would have had to not gotten a second card off their expressive iteration. what's the best summary of this deck? This deck was fun. I enjoyed our games against other bad decks. That being said, I don't think this deck is very good or very competitive. I think you get stuffed by aggro going wide under you. Jeskai control is going to give you a tough time. I think if you're playing against other people playing their kind of bad mid-rangey pet decks, bad control decks, you're probably fine. I think Adversary was super sweet. This card seems so powerful, and it's definitely one that I want to explore more of in Standard, probably. Honestly, this whole cycle, when we were looking at this cycle, I was like, oh god, it's a Mythic cycle, then they're all playable. And the more I play with these, the more I get the feeling that, yeah, these cards are real good. I bet all 5 of these are playable somewhere. Just super, super strong effects. Late cards that play early on curve at okay stat lines that then provide mana dumps in the late game tend to be powerful in Magic, and both of these cards do that.